Back in 2017, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, an autoimmune thyroid condition that affects 97% of individuals with hypothyroidism. I mean, I had consulted with multiple experts to ask the big question, can you cure an autoimmune disease? That's okay. Can you cure an autoimmune disease? I know I can be funny. Well, at least I think so. But I didn't get the joke. In all seriousness, if you have an autoimmune condition, you've probably been told that it's something that you have to deal with or simply manage. But is this the truth, or is it possible that you can cure an autoimmune disease? Side note, I'd love to be able to find out what you think, so drop it in the comments. But this is a question that I get all the time, and it's precisely the reason why that I decided to produce this video to answer this fundamental question. So whatever you do, buckle down, sister, because this is one video that you're gonna wanna watch straight till the end. Are you ready? If so, let's do this. Hey there, and welcome to another episode of SFT TV. I'm your host, Melissa Ramos, nutritionist with a background in Chinese medicine, giving you the straight talk when it comes to autoimmune conditions, hormone problems, in a classy, sassy, and a bit of a smartassy kind of way. Before I dive in, I just want to be able to remind you to make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to give that little bell button a 1-2 punch. That way you get notified every single time a new episode drops every Wednesday. Okay, so let's dive in. Here's something I've realized. People are so attached to conditions and the labels that we put on them. I think a part of this comes down to the fact that when you are struggling with a chronic condition, it can take years to receive a diagnosis, so that when you finally do receive one, it finally makes it real and that it's now not all in your head. But here's the thing, I urge you to distance yourself from the disease because that label may tell you what you have, but not why you have it. In other words, your autoimmune condition is a symptom. So if you are ready to be able to understand what's underneath it, well, guess what? I've created a free autoimmune guide that you can be able to grab. And when you do, you're also going to receive tools on what you can do about it. Grab it now by clicking the link in the comments. I also want to be able to clarify that yes, of course, genes do play a role, but think of your genes like a loaded gun. Because if your lifestyle, environment, food, thoughts, all of the above are, well, to be desired, then you're going to express some of those faulty genes and pull the trigger. Medications like desiccated thyroid or Synthroid can certainly help to manage symptoms, and there's no shame in that game. But all autoimmune conditions certainly have an inflammatory component to them. I've seen countless patients on powerful immune-suppressing medications and also on antidepressants because they're depressed. Listen, I'm not saying that there isn't a place for Western medicine, but allopathic doctors are taught to diagnose based on symptoms, not the underlying cause. Your body is fighting something, an infection, a toxin, an allergen, a food, a stress, a trauma, or some deep-rooted belief, or a combination of those factors. Somehow it directs this hostile attack to your joints, brain, thyroid, gut, skin, or sometimes your whole body. I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you! I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but the body isn't meant to attack itself. Now let's take a closer look at this. Hashimoto's, for example, takes up to 10 years to develop, and it's certainly not something that's gonna resolve itself in a couple of months. But some people have, yes, cured their autoimmune disease, which some medical doctors have dismissed as purely anecdotal or a spontaneous remission. I mean, can't we just call this what it is and just say that if we see what's lying underneath and what's promoting that inflammatory response, that it is possible to overcome it? Personally speaking, I can tell you that my thyroid antibodies have gone down to over 3 times than what they were. I no longer experience Hashimoto's attacks, where I look like this. And now that I'm able to go out for hikes with my husband and no longer be laid out for days. Plus my hair is no longer falling out and my joints and my muscles no longer ache. And here's a crazy fact. I had thyroid nodules that were growing rapidly. In fact, one of them was 1 millimeter away from being biopsied for cancer. After working on the emotional and trauma aspect, I was able to completely get rid of all the thyroid nodules on one side of my thyroid lobe and reduce the largest one by almost half. Listen, I get that you're skeptical and that you've probably been told told that managing your autoimmune condition is really the only way. But managing symptoms is not the same as getting better. And it's rarely one thing that led to the development of an autoimmune condition. This is why I rarely say root cause, and I get that this is probably semantics to some, because I feel that when I say root cause, it implies that one thing caused a condition, and that's simply not the case. In fact, there could be layers to this, and I want you to be able to reframe your mindset to be able to look at this and think, wow, there are so many opportunities here waiting to be addressed. So if you've been struggling and really looking to be able to understand the causative factors behind this, and also what supplements and key biohacking tools that have really worked for me and many of my patients, I urge you to grab my free autoimmune guide, because when you do, I'm also going to be able to give you my hair loss check sheet too. Grab it now by clicking the link in the comments. And hey, if you dug this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, share it, tag a friend, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next Wednesday.